to hear them.
Sure. Give me a law, right, that infringes upon your rights as a cisgender heterosexual white man. Give me one.
Okay, I'm not saying I can think of any. I want to know the laws
Gotcha.
that are
Okay.
supposed to be
Okay.
infringing upon.
Hold on. Now, secondly, who is writing the legislation that infringes upon the rights of other marginalized communities?
Democrats and Republicans.
Yes. What do those
Lawmakers.
people typically look like? What do those lawmakers typically look like?
Okay, they're white. Most of them for a
Cisgender,
long time.
heterosexual white men. So, like,
But
people,
that doesn't. But that
Fred,
doesn't
can
give
you let me
anybody the
finish
right
my
to say
point?
that my
Can you let me
voice
finish
doesn't
my
count.
point? Can you let me finish my point? What the people are asking for is that we can stop allowing cisgender, heterosexual, mostly Christian, old white men make decisions for marginalized communities because they typically don't have those marginalized communities in mind when they're making the legislation. That's
Oh,
reasonable.
I agree with that.
That's
But
reasonable. That's a reasonable
see,
request. So they don't want to
I
hear
agree
your
with
voice
that,
anymore.
but you're
your
not-
voice has been the only voice, like right now. Like your voice has been the only voice that this country has ever heard, and people don't want that anymore.
So you're scared.
Scared of what?
I get it, bro.
No, you don't get it.
I do.
You're not even listening.
Yeah, I do
you
because
haven't responded to
I
anything
am.
I'm
But
saying.
see, here's my problem.
You said so you're
here's
scared.
The thing.
What am I scared
okay?
of?
No. My voice hasn't done anything. I'm just a poor guy who works every day to keep my fucking clothes in my
Do you
bag,
vote?
keep food in my wife's
Do you
stomach,
vote?
and take care of shit.
Do you vote,
I'm
Mike?
just a motherfucker on the ground.
Vote. Do you?
Okay,
do you
my
vote,
voice
Mike?
has never amounted to anything in the
Mike,
big picture.
do you vote?
Huh? I can't vote. I'm a fucking criminal. I'm a felon.
Okay. Right. So do you
And
do you
guess-
do you have conversations, you know what I'm saying, with friends, family members, and people in your community about politics and your thoughts on politics?
Yeah, I do. I try to
that's you.
push the best that I can.
Shoot. So that's you using your voice, friend.
All right. But here's the thing. All right. Now I understand your point about, who traditionally has made the laws and everything. But if you're going to use that, you have to use the fact that traditionally it was the Democratic Party who was keeping the minority communities down. But now
Answer me.
we've moved
Answer me.
beyond that. And it's
but that
just
hasn't been a thing.
the
That
rich and
hasn't-
entitled.
Sure, but that hasn't been a thing for over 60 years, 60 plus years. So, and they were still.
I mean, Biden was pushing that agenda when he was in Senate. He didn't want his kids going to school with jungle people when they were talking about desegregation.
Listen, and that's what I'm talking about. This is the part that bothers me the most, is that y'all just repeat things that you've heard, but you didn't actually read the statement. But I'm glad you brought it up.
No, I saw the video clip.
There's no video clip.
Senate
There's no video
hearings
clip.
are filmed.
There's no video clip. I'll give you $100 right now. I'll cash app you $100 right now if you can show me the video clip. I'll wait. But while we're waiting, I'm going to pull up what he actually said, because there is a transcript. So while we're waiting for you to get that $100, because it should be easy to get if you saw the video clip, I'm going to read the transcript, see what he actually said. Because I don't really like misinformation. Unless we do something about this, my children are going to grow up in a jungle. The jungle being a racial jungle, with tensions having built so high that it's going to explode at some point. We've got to make a move on this. You say I'm throwing the brick. I'm not as good as analogies and homilies as all of you are, but I think pushing busing in a way in which it goes beyond the constitutional mandates is like throwing a bus through the civil rights window. I think it has repercussions that are extensive in terms of the ultimate objective of seeing that we integrate neighborhoods, of seeing that we eventually eliminate job discrimination, of seeing that we change housing patterns, talking about redlining, of seeing alteration of the tax structure. So Biden literally said, if we integrate the schools and the neighborhoods, if we integrate the neighborhoods and the jobs within said communities and end redlining and change how the schools are funded in terms of altering the tax structure, then we don't have to integrate the schools. The schools would already be integrated. But, of course, somebody told you what to think. Hey, Flawless. We bros on pause. So, how are you doing this morning? Have you had some water and said something kind about yourself?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you. And yes, I have.
Glad to hear it.
I just wanted to say real quick, for the guy, because I was gonna describe him as the one that was screaming, but it's gonna be confusing now because we have another one who's screaming. But he's the guy before him seemed very, very passionate about stupid people. And I just wanted to give him a quote from Trump. Trump said that he spoke with the president of the United States Virgin Islands and he was a great guy.
Yep.
So there you go.
And the president of Puerto Rico, and he didn't realize that Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying, was part of the country, and then said that he wanted to trade, Puerto Rico for Greenland.
Oh, you'll get no argument from me that Trump is an asshat. He's been an asshat since forever.
He said he spoke to the president of Puerto Rico. I was like, that's interesting. Because the president of Puerto Rico is you. But yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, people say all of these things, and because other people told them what to think, which is weird. All these free thinkers that were told what to think by other people. Hey, Mike, you find that video yet?
I mean, I can't put it up here.
You can tell me what the link is, and I'll pull it up, and put it on the screen right now.
Hey, so what's the topic here? Hello?
Bro, I know you can read. Thought you would. What the fuck is the topic? Is crazy. Hey, Ann, good morning. Is this a satire live? You see me tap dancing, motherfucker?
Hello.
What's going on? How are you? You had some water and said something kind about yourself? Hey, y'all, keep tapping that screen now. Keep tapping that screen and sharing the live.
Well, I see what you wrote on the top. It says black people can't be racist.
That's correct.
I think anybody can actually. So I
You'd
don't.
be incorrect.
I don't think I'd be incorrect.
You would.
Well, I mean,
Like, I think, right? I think that, I'm one of the smartest people in the world. It's probably not true, but I think it. You see how that works?
okay. Well, I would say if you have supremacy with a certain group of people, which it can be any group of people, they can be racist within their own
White
group.
supremacy is not is, what I'm saying, a very important aspect of how the structure works. But what other racial group has supremacy under the idea of racism, or under the idea of race? So, like, under the racial structure, what other racial demographic has supremacy?
I don't know. I don't know about. We all live in America. I don't know how people have supremacy. I think it's just an ideology, really.
Right. Well, I mean, like, does that ideology matter if nobody else believes in it or holds the same opinions and or ideologies?
Well, I mean, in America, racism is actually legal. So we live in a free country. People are allowed to be racist.
Sure.
It
That
may not
doesn't
be
mean that
ethical.
everybody is racist or has the ability to be.
Right, but I like you're saying that black people aren't racist, and I'm
Correct.
going to tell you that that's not true. I think that there's a lot of them
Are
who
you
want to
white?
be. I'm not white. I'm Latino,
You're
but
Latino. Got you. Or so you Afro Latino then?
Well, I mean, I'm tan. I'm not like totally white
Are you of
skinned.
African descent?
I'm probably have some native descent in me, but
Okay, so are you Afro Latin or are you white Hispanic, like white Hispanic or white Latin?
well, I don't really know how that goes, but I
Okay,
know like
so is Latino a racial category?
I think it's very messy when it comes to explaining that because obviously like
Well, I
there's a
mean, it's not really
mixture.
that messy. Like, if on our census, does it say Latino or Hispanic? Is that a category or not?
I'm not sure. I really am not sure
It's
about
not.
that.
There's 5 racial categorizations in the United States.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
Latino's
like I
not
was
one of them.
saying, like I was saying, so you were talking about YT supremacy, and I was telling you how like if in one sense like they're not including other races, I see that a lot is also amongst black people, which like
That's a
they all
protection
want to be.
measure. It makes sense. That's a protection measure.
It's a
So
protection measure, but it's
absolutely
still like if you're not including other people, that can be technically racism.
no.
No, so basically
Yeah, they're
racism
not
only
doing
works.
it. Yeah, they're certainly not doing it because they hate white people or anything of that nature. Oh, buddy, Mikey, you didn't find the video? Oh, darn! I was trying to give that man some money.
Hello.
Hey, Grantham, how are you, friend?
Hey, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna
You had some
argue
water
with you
and said
about
something
this.
kind about yourself today?
Wait, what?
I said, have you had some water and said something kind about yourself today?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, what
I'm
do you mean
just,
you guess? You don't know whether you have water or
I
not?
guess. I mean, I had water, but
Did
I
you
don't
say
know
anything
what
kind
that
about
would
yourself?
say. Like in my head.
Well, I mean, yeah, at all.
No, I guess. I guess you could say that. I just want to get on here and ask you, like, okay, so African Americans can't be racist. Is this because of the past and what's been in the system all this time? I just want you to explain that to me.
Yeah, sure. Let me ask you. So, are you a white man?
Yeah, I am a white man. I'm just curious.
What
I
could
just
I?
like to know.
Yeah. What could I do within this sociological framework, or what can I do within our current society that could change your material conditions in any relative way?
Nothing. So can I do something to you? Being white? What would that be?
You can call the police on me and tell them that I did something, and they're going to give you the benefit of the doubt immediately. They're immediately going to think that because you said it, that there's a good chance that I did it. You could quite literally put my life in harm's way in an instant.
Can I intervene with that a little bit?
Not yet, Josh. I want to.
That's
So
cool.
so if I called the police and I said that you had just robbed my house but you didn't, they will believe me without any evidence and come and arrest you.
They would at least, you know what I'm saying, fine. They would at least assume my guilt before my innocence. I mean,
So-
look, here's a perfect example of that, right? Here's a perfect example of that. Like, quite literally, a man was running in his own neighborhood, jogging in his own neighborhood,
Yeah.
and was surrounded by 3 white individuals, and they quite literally, you know what I'm saying, shot and unalived him in that space, and it took them literally months
Yeah.
to go arrest this man.
Well, and you have the incident in New York way long ago. Me and my fiance watched all the documentaries on it with those young African American kids that got blamed for all that crap. I mean, yeah, it's bad, and I agree with you.
Yeah. Yeah, the likelihood
okay.
of me being able to do that to you, Grantham, is slim and none, and Slim's out of town.
Yeah, I mean, I would say yes to you, but this is what my biggest issue, like with all of this, is I think that I don't know how to identify or fix the certain situation, and I would agree with you some way, but let's just say hypothetically.
Right.
Let's do a hypothetical here.
Sure, let's do it.
Okay, let's do the opposite way. Okay, you're at your house, right? All right, and I'm like walking around your house. I'm looking in your windows, and you call the police, After I did all that, and I'm walking down the street out of a car, I believe wholeheartedly, full-heartedly, that they would arrest me to figure out what was going on if you said I was the one that was walking around your house.
Probably not.
You don't think so? I just think they would.
I mean,
I
I've
would
lived like
expect-
all
I would
over this.
expect them to.
I've lived all over this country for like 40 some odd
Yeah.
years in the north, in the south, on the west coast, on the east coast.
Yeah, I've lived all over the place too. I went to New York. I lived in New York for a while. I lived in Tennessee for a little while. I've lived in a lot of places. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
like they
it's
would
true-
probably drive out, you know what I'm saying, and see
Yeah.
you out and about.
But like you see my profile picture, I'm 6'5", bald and bearded.
Yeah.
I mean, I would arrest me if you. I'm just saying,
For
like I would
what?
arrest you. I just would. Like if you called me, like me personally, if I was a police officer and you were at your house and you called me and said there's a 6'5" guy, there's this huge fucker, and he keeps walking around my house, I would find me and arrest me with no question.
I mean, they might detain you for a moment, but I don't think they're there.
Yeah, to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have been at your house, dude. That's the bottom line.
Yeah, but
I shouldn't have been at your house.
imagine, you know what I'm saying? If you were 6'5", bald, bearded, and black, bro.
Yeah,
Like they
I
might
mean,
pull
'cause
up on you, guns drawn.
I've seen it before. That's what I'm saying. That's why I agree with you. Me and my friend Ian, we're both white, and we have a buddy that's African American. Two friends of ours were sitting in the back seat, and they pulled us over. Ian's, I think, blinker was out. They didn't even really interact with us, barely. They just asked for ID, and then they were staring at our friends in the back seat the whole time. So I'm not saying that it's wrong, but I think that the way forward would be more like we've got to figure out how to, like I'm white and I'm a Southerner. Like, you know, in New York, I had a lot of problems with it. Like they all thought I was racist because I was from Louisiana. Everyone that I work with thought I was racist. Now I was in the acting industry, so everybody thought that I was a piece of crap because I came from the South. But my parents have taught me from a young age that race should never be brought up. Do you know, like it should never be a factor in whether we, you know, anything. So that's what I've always been taught that. I'm 25 now, but my whole life has been centered around that, right? From the beginning. So like, I don't, maybe that's what we need to focus. I don't know. I'm just curious how you feel about it. So is there a way that we can, what I'm asking you is there a way that we could fix it and move forward?
Hold on one second. I'm going to come back to you. Josh, I know I skipped past you, but I just want to ask a question. Disappointed optimist. Who's a racist?
Grantham. He goes from live to live. I have seen it over multiple days and does this shit. So he'll sit there and try to, you know, justify his position. And then what about? So he's the racist.
Okay. Well, I mean, he has. I don't listen. I don't want to. Hold on one second. I brought you up just to see who it was specifically that you were speaking on, but I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, just bring what people have done in other spaces. You know, and like it's not my place to hold anybody accountable for what they've done.
Well, that's fine. You'll find out.
Yeah, that's cool. What are your positions, Grantham, that people seem to have? You know,
I've been on other lives, and really, I'm a Republican. I think that might be another problem. But
who do you intend to vote for in this next election?
Well, you probably already know. But
how would I know unless I ask you?
Well, if I'm Republican, I'm voting for Trump. I don't really want to bring that up because it automatically associates me that I'm
with
racist.
racism. So hold on, let me just ask you a question. Hold on, Grantham. Let's look at this from a reasonable you know, lens, right? If we were I don't know. Say you were invited to a dinner party, Grantham.
Okay.
Say you were invited to a dinner party, right?
Okay.
And you get to the dinner party, you know, you take your coat off, you sit down, they're serving appetizers, and then like people are, you know what I'm saying, like talking like Yahtzee talk. Like, you know, like
what does that mean?
Like the schnazzies.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Right. Yeah, and there's six people sitting down at the table, and it's just the appetizers, you know, soup, salad, breadstick shit, and they're like speaking Yahtzee talk, right? Are you gonna stay there and like wait for the next course?
Nope, I'm gonna stand up and leave.
But
no, absolutely not.
But that's
absolutely not.
But that's currently what you're doing, Grantham.
Can I speak to that?
Sure.
Okay, so you said like if like a bunch of YT people are sitting around talking that Yahtzee talk or whatever,
Mhm.
but you know, one thing I see, especially a lot here on TikTok,
Mhm.
is that they call it like, oh, like these are black spaces and we don't want no YT people here. But what if
Mhm.
we flipped that around and we said these are YT spaces? You know what I mean?
All spaces
Like,
are essentially
Yeah,
white spaces in
I was gonna
America.
say all spaces are white.
Yeah.
okay, but I'm just saying, I feel like in either way, like you're kind of not
Like
including
our schools uh are wildly segregated in the United
but they're
States
not, but they're not, they're done by, I guess, zip codes and neighborhoods, more or less.
by redlining, and that's still
Lining.
a practice that still continues to this day. Yeah. And so like here's the thing, right? If white people were sitting around and saying, "Hey, listen, this is a whites only space," it's not because they're trying to protect themselves from possible harm. It's because they have an aversion to other racial or ethnic demographics. The opposite being, right, that if black people said, "Hey, listen, we want a blacks only space," it's because they're literally trying to protect themselves from potential harm. You see the difference?
Well, I mean, like, I get what you're saying, but I feel
No,
like
do
we've
you
gotten
see the
to,
difference?
I see what you're saying. I'm just saying I feel like we've gotten to a point in this country
Are you black?
where,
Hold on,
like,
hold on. Before you say that, are you black?
am I black? No, I'm not
Okay,
black.
great. So you can't tell black people that we've gotten to a place in the country where it's not an issue anymore, having never had to be a black person in a black body in a black minute for your whole, non-black ass life, like
Well, I
respectfully.
mean, I've had similar struggles to people in that community. Like, I didn't
Now,
grow up in
I
a
wouldn't argue that.
very affluent
Wouldn't argue that.
family. Okay. So like I understand the struggle of having, nothing, and I didn't have it
What
made
makes
or
you think that
whatever.
all black people have nothing? Like, bro, what
I
are we
don't, I,
talking about?
I'm not saying that they do. I'm just saying like I understand that.
What's the struggle you had being white?
I'm Latino, by the way, but
That's not a race,
That's
friend.
not a race.
It's not
You're
a
white.
race.
well, Latino is more than just YT, right?
No,
Because
anybody can be Latino.
Yeah, because
So that's why your
Is
race
there
is
Afro
white.
Latin people? Cameron Diaz is Latino.
actually, there's native blood in a lot of Latinos, so they were actually here before
And
black
some.
people.
What?
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. What's the point? What
What
does
do
that have to
you
do? Oh,
like?
I'm so confused. They
exa-
were here before
Like,
black people. It's crazy.
like, what does that have to do with
Yeah,
anything?
Because you kind of like saying like, oh, like you're just kind of like just coming at me like, oh, like you're more important or whatever. It's like, listen,
Who
like
who
said
said
that?
that?
it's like in Latino culture there was a system just like the system here in America. It was a lighter version, but it was still a system of oppression even in South America.
Bruh, we
Where?
understand caste
That
systems and everything
Europeans
like
did
that.
that to y'all.
Okay.
We get that. But that has nothing to do with what the question was. The question was your race. This rant you just went on made no sense.
Okay, yeah,
All right.
I'm gonna pause. I'm
So
gonna pause,
we asked the
Junior. I'm gonna
question.
pause you for just a second. I'm gonna pause you just for a second. Josh hasn't had an opportunity to speak, and nor has Jeff. But I will come back to you. I promise you. Hey, Josh. Good morning. How are you? If you had some water and said something kind about yourself, and thank you for being so patient. I do appreciate it. Hey, Josh, you there? I guess I send you a. Oh, I guess he didn't want to talk. So Grantham, can you? Because he said that he wanted to speak on the Yahtzee thing and then didn't talk about the Yahtzee thing at all. So Grantham, can we go back and you answer the question I asked you?
Yeah, I mean, I would. Okay, so you're saying that we're sitting at a table, and that all of that is going on, and things that shouldn't be said are being said, and we don't ever want to revert back to that world that Hitler upheld. Um, I I would either want don't believe in that, and I don't agree with it. Um, my how I operate is I want to understand why people believe the way they believe,
That's what I
right?
teach. I teach
Yeah.
people
So
why
like,
they believe the things they believe. That's literally what I teach.
honestly, I would try to understand why they think that's a good idea, why that they stand by that. Would I like, for example, let's just say, like someone that is heinous, right? Like a serial killer, Jeffrey Dahmer. Let's just go with this. If I had the opportunity to speak with Jeffrey Dahmer and understand why in the world, because it doesn't make sense to me that he would do such heinous things. So I would want to know why. Would I go with him? Would I agree with him in any step of the way? No. So I'm curious. Like, let me give you an example.
Your analogies and examples are confusing the shit out of me. Maybe it's
Okay,
machism, or maybe they don't make sense.
I'm just trying to, because every live that I get on, I'm called racist. I'm called homophobic.
Hold on, let's pause for just a second. Hold on, Grantham. Let me ask you a question. This is I'm not even gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna tell you what I would do personally, right? Like, if my partner or my friend group, or, you know what I'm saying, the people I associate with every day are telling me that I'm doing something that is bad, at some point I'm going to have to look in the mirror and be like, eesh, why does everybody around me keep telling me this? If everybody around me said, hey, Jones, you smell funny, bro. Like my partner tells me, like, in the morning, you smell funny. And then, you know what I'm saying, I'm making my kids breakfast and they're like, yo, you smell funny. And then I go to work and my coworkers are like, yo, you smell funny. And then, like, I'm at the grocery store and a random person's like, yo, you smell funny. Like, at some point, I'm gonna have to check to see whether the fuck I smell funny or not.
Well, the only reason why I'm called those names is because I'm voting for Trump. That's it.
Okay, so we're gonna go back to my original question.
Yeah,
if you were sitting down at the table with a bunch of schnazis, what should you do when you realize they're schnazis?
I should get up and leave.
Got it. So if all the schnazis are supporting a particular individual, why are you also supporting said particular individual? When particular individual says schnazi shit, nearly word for word, why does it not pose any red flags for you?
What has he said that's like that word for word?
Okay. I'm gonna read the statement directly from Schittler. Okay? Directly from Schittler.
All right. That'll work.
Hey, Jess. Hey, Jeff. Y'all had some water and say something kind about yourself?
I have. I've been up since 5:30.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I almost forgot until I hit that request button. I was like, I can't go up there without drinking water.
Yeah, you better not, Jeff. That's a dangerous, idea.
That would be blasphemy and sacrilege and all of that. I did want to say one quick thing, and that is, I've noticed that sometimes we say words, and when they get into the other person's head, they become different words. And so I'll give you an example of, like, the black spaces thing, right? Because I go to black spaces because I'm black. And the message is not, we don't want white people here. The message is that we're going to prioritize black voices. And so I think that some people hear that message and they convert it in their head to, we don't want white people here, which is a different message. Like, there are white people in those spaces. They just know that the black voices are going to be prioritized because they never are. And so that black space is a place where that can happen.
Can I know Jones is looking up the direct quotes of Schmittler, but
I have it on my phone. I forgot about that. Hold on
okay. Well, I'm just going to ask Grant, like, let me ask you this. Do you know that the KKK endorsed Trump and put it on the front of their flyer back in 2016 and have continued to this day to support him? Yes or no?
I just want to say, just look up Joe's relationship with him.
No, I already know about Joe's relationship. Let's not do the whataboutism. I'm asking you a very specific and pointed question, because the KKK is not endorsing Joe Biden. So whether you want to try to conflate some imaginary relationship between him and a member who denounced his membership, who churned on the KKK, who was embraced by the Black Caucus of the federal government, like, that's a totally different conversation. I'm asking you, did the Triple K endorse and broadcast it on their newsletter, Donald Trump?
I have not seen that, but I will look it up.
Oh, I can show it to you and put it on my back screen. So I'll do that in a second. Next question. Does Nick Fuentes, who is a well-known white supremacist who has endorsed Trump at his AFPAC and recently talked about how we must usher him in because he will usher in Christian nationalists. Do you recognize that he supports Donald Trump as a white supremacist?
I have not seen it, but I will look it up.
So, okay, so this is very interesting. Okay, do you also know that David Duke, in an interview at Charlottesville, espoused how much he appreciated Donald Trump and has his full support? Who is the former leader of the KKK, in case you don't know who David Duke is. I live in Virginia, so I'm pretty familiar.
I've not seen that.
Okay, so let me just make this clear. So there's three well-known white supremacy and agencies, and I haven't even gotten into like the other groups that were on January 6th. These three that are just date back historically, who have the language America first. I'm telling you, and you can go verify everything I've just stated, it is factual. These three groups and individuals have put full-throated support behind Donald Trump all the way up to present day. And you're saying, I haven't heard him say anything racist. I haven't heard him sound like Schmittler. Why do you think these groups are putting their full weighted support behind Donald Trump? If they do not believe that his rhetoric, his behavior, and the policy that he has put forth is going to usher in the Christian white nationalism that they see fit for the future. How can you not recognize the connection?
I'm gonna have to look all that up. I'm gonna have
Okay. I'm gonna go put the KKK page on my thing right now for Jones to blow up for you. I'm just saying, if everything I'm saying is true, okay, which it is, but you can go verify. If everything I'm saying is true, why are you not asking yourself in this very moment right now as we're speaking, why is it these very clearly white supremacist, neo-Schnazi groups want to support the man that I also intend to vote for? Does that not give you a little pause in this moment?
Yeah, it gives me a pause. I need to figure out if it's true or not.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to go get the picture.
Okay, gotcha. Hold on. While Jess texted to me. Hey, so really quickly, I just want to read you these couple of quotes, right? Now, I want you to tell me, I want you to tell me who you think it is when they're saying this. We must overthrow Marxism so that for the future of our nation. Oh, hold on one sec. Yeah, we must overthrow Marxism for the future of our nation. Who said that?
Overthrow Marxism?
Is Marxism a good thing?
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
That's what I'm saying.
What is Marxism? Hold on. What is Marxism? What is Marxism?
Karl Marx.
Yeah, what is Marxism? Tell me about it. What is Marxism? Really quickly.
It's destroying private property.
No.
It's the ideal of communism, but hidden behind a bunch of lies.
What is communism?
Dude, you're going to play that game that everyone
yes,
does.
what is communism? Here's the thing, Grantham. Here's the thing. Hold on. Guys.
Not allowing you to have private property.
Hold on.
What was on your private property?
Got you. What was Martin Luther King Jr. a Marxist? Was Martin Luther King Jr. a bad guy? Who's a Huh? Yes, no?
Was he a Marxist?
Yeah. Grantham?
I'm assuming he was, but he believed in freedom. If that's what you think, if that's what he stood by,
Malcolm X also a Marxist?
I just sent you three pictures, Jones.
Okay, I got you. What about What about Angela Davis? You probably don't even know who that is.
I don't know who that one is, but yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Both of them were.
Yeah. What about James Baldwin? What about Bayard Rustin? Do you know every single black, leader in all of America?
Civil rights leader.
Yeah, has been labeled a Marxist. Every single
Isn't that weird?
one.
Well, did you know that reparations is a Marxist ideology? That's a communist ideology as well.
Really? So are the Holocaust Marxists? Was the Jewish people of the Holocaust Marxists?
Yeah. So the reparations that we paid
were the Japanese, the victims of internment camps, Marxists?
America first. That's the triple K right there with the America first sign, just so y'all can see.
Yeah, that's.
This is the front of their Gazette. Make America Great Again.
Crusader.
Make America. Yeah, that's the front of the triple K Gazette. This is David Duke.
Voting against Trump is treason to your heritage. So those are the three things that I just informed Grantham about in regards to who is supporting Donald Trump, the same person he supports.
Real fast. The question that was on the table was, what is Marxism, right? Like if somebody asked me,
They don't know.
like I'm an atheist, and if somebody asked me what is Christianity, and I answered it's an ideology filled with lies, that wouldn't tell you anything about Christianity, right? Like I understand that you don't like Marxism. That is a given. So it's baked into the definition you
Well,
gave.
I don't know. Maybe we should test that. Should we play a game?
Oh, are y'all Christians?
I'm Christian.
What about you?
How about you,
Grantham?
Grantham? You a Christian?
You already know the answer, man. You know the answer.
I'm not a psychic.
You do. Y'all know the answer.
No, that's not true. Not every Trump supporter is a
Yes, I'm
Christian,
Republican.
surprisingly.
Yes, I voted for Trump.
Hold on.
That doesn't
Not
make you a
every Trump
Christian.
supporter is
Wait,
Trump.
I'm a Christian, and I wouldn't vote for Trump if someone put a gun to my
I really
head.
think Trump's a Christian, man.
Hold on, everybody.
All right, hold on.
We can't all talk at
I
once.
just want to. Okay, let's pause. Let's play a game. I want you guys to tell me where you can find this doctrine. Would it be in the Communist Manifesto, or would it be in your book? Every man should be judged according to their ability. Communist Manifesto or your book? Not everybody at once now.
What do you mean our book? Can you explain to me what
The
you mean?
Bible. Are you a
You don't have
Bible-based
another book?
Christian, Grantham?
The Christians have another book.
Are you a
that I don't know
Bible-based
about?
Christian?
Oh, I didn't know that you were. I didn't know what you were talking about because it could be Agenda 47.
The Bible.
It
No.
could be 2025.
You don't even know what Agenda
It could be-
47
Why
says.
would I ask if you were Christian and then bring up Agenda 47 or Project 2025? Anyway,
I didn't know we were all answering as Christian.
Gotcha. So first and foremost, Grantham. Not everybody. I'm talking about Grantham or Junior. So is that in your book, Grantham, or the Bible? The Bible.
I'm not sure.
Grantham, what about you? What do you think? Is that the Communist Manifesto, or is that the Bible? Grantham, you're muted, bro. So if you're talking, I can't hear you.
Is it the Communist Manifesto, or is it the Bible? You're saying that it says every man should be judged upon his ability.
According to their ability, yeah.
I've never heard that in the Bible.
Okay. We should distribute to each as they have need. Communist Manifesto or the Bible?
Sounds like the Communist Manifesto.
Got it. Great. Anyone who owns has private ownership of property should bring everything that they own and sell it, and bring the proceeds to what is sold, and it should be distributed to each as they have need. Is that the Communist Manifesto or is that the Bible?
Communist Manifesto.
You're wrong. All three of those are.
All three of those are the Bible, dude. So, hey, fun fact: Sunday school teacher for 10 years, read the Bible from front to back. Am a Christian and no longer a Bible-believing Christian, unfortunately.
Honestly, I have a counter with the Bible with that. And I remember when Jesus told Caesar, give Caesar what is Caesar's.
Yep.
and
You have no idea what that verse is about, do you?
That's meaning that there is a private ownership of things.
No,
there
it
is a
doesn't.
private.
Jesus
there
Christ,
there
bro.
is a
No,
private.
that's not what it
yeah,
means.
that's showing you that
Jesus
there is a
said,
private.
"Can you show me the coin, please?" And they showed him the coin, and he said, "Who is this on the coin?" And then they said, "Well, that is Caesar." And he said, "Well, give to Caesar what is Caesar, and give to God what is God's." Meaning, give of yourself to the laws by which God told you to live your life.
Okay, so that's
Because
meaning
he
that
was
there
talking
is,
about
that
idolization. He was talking about
that means he
idolization.
doesn't.
He was
Okay,
talking
he
about
established a
idolization.
private.
So that was not
There's
No, he
a private
didn't.
private
public.
property. Nothing.
There's a
to do with
private public.
No, JR.
Total
JR.
Jesus
misunderstanding.
Christ.
JR.
It's literally in the law. There's
No,
private and
it's not.
public.
It's
You're
no, it's
telling me
not.
that there's
Listen,
not. Like, look it up. Like, that's
I have it in
ignorant
front
to
of me,
say. This is
JR.
not debatable.
JR.
This is not
JR.
debatable.
Hold on.
JR.
Are you trying to debate the Bible with me? Or are you saying that it's in our laws in the country? Are you trying to tell me
JR,
that you
you
have a
in
better
danger.
understanding of that verse?
Listen,
You walked
our
into the
laws
wrong
were-
room to
were
debate the
made
Bible.
based on the
Listen,
Bible.
Our
Exodus
laws
20.
were made based
They're a
on the
Christian
Bible?
country. Yes, they were. You can deny that all you want.
They are. Question for you. What's the First Amendment?
The First Amendment is what? Freedom of speech,
Freedom of a lot of things.
And
freedom
keep
of the
going.
press, freedom of association.
Association. What
There's
the fuck?
five
Association.
pillars. Is one of
You
the
know.
pillars religion?
Yes, we also have
Okay.
freedom of religion.
What is the first
Freedom.
commi-
Yeah, freedom from
What is the
religion.
first commandment? Exodus 20, verse 2 and 3.
Well, you're putting me on the spot. Go
You
ahead.
shall have
No.
no other gods before me. Does that sound like freedom of religion?
Does that sound like freedom of religion? Yeah, but you're talking
Nope.
about a belief system. You either believe in that or you don't.
You said no. You said the law was based on the Bible.
It
The
is
Bible
based on the
says
Bible.
it's not. You just said the first commandment includes freedom of religion. God says you do not have freedom of religion. He says you shall have no
But
other
when you
gods
look at
before
when you look at all the laws, where did law get created? Did they just make it up out of nowhere, or did they get it from somewhere else?
They
got it
talk
from the
about
Bible.
it. Okay, reference to me how the tax law. Oh, you know what? There is
Guys,
one law.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to sub only if we don't start tapping that screen and get to 200K immediately. Hey, really quickly, what does our First Amendment say? I'm just curious. Does anybody know?
We just went over that. The First Amendment,
What does our First Amendment say?
the freedom of religion versus thou shalt have no other gods before me.
And the
Those are-
freedom of association.
Okay, got it. So then our laws are probably not written based on the Bible, because then slavery would still be.
Well, when you say based on the Bible, you're saying like, yeah, it's still man's law, but they read the Bible and
Who
created
did?
law.
Our founding fathers
Yes.
weren't Christians. They were deists.
they sure were.
Like they
Well,
fled their country because of
respected
religion.
the Bible, right? Whether they
No,
were
they did not.
Masons or whatever, they
No,
still
they did
read
not.
the Bible.
JR, here's the assignment I have for you. Find me a part of the Constitution and tell me where in the Bible it comes from.
Well, you could just read what the Declaration of Independence, right? God-given rights, free
Not
will.
part of the
It says
Constitution,
creator.
and it doesn't.
Yeah,
It says creator. It doesn't say God.
Also, I'll tell you, there is one part of the Constitution that I think comes from the Bible. One part, and that's Article 1, Section 2. It's look in Leviticus 27. They give you the value of people, and did you know that a man, when you dedicate him to God, is worth 50 shekels, and a woman is worth 30? So that means a woman is worth 3/5 a man. I wonder if they
women
use
come
that
from a man.
No, she didn't. Actually, women came first. But what I'm going to say to you is, does the fraction 3/5 mean anything to you?
I know.
I know where that comes from. That was actually back from the days of slavery, correct?
Wrong. It's just Leviticus 27. It's talking about regular people. When you devote them to God, women are worth
Bone,
3/5
comment
a
real
man.
quick.
Well, I mean, isn't the Bible a misogynistic? It's all about man, anyway.
Oh, hold on, let me jump in here real quick. You're saying that they're getting the laws from the Bible. That's what you're trying to say, right?
No,
That they
that's
had to
not
get it
what I
from
said. I'm
somewhere.
going to correct you right there.
I'm asking.
I
No,
said
I'm
that they're-
asking.
I said that they're
I'm asking.
based.
Calm down.
I said that they're based.
They're based. Okay. So what you're saying with them being based, you're playing semantics, right? Because it's the same thing. It's sourced from. And so you're alluding to the fact that there were no laws prior to the Bible, because you just said, well, where did they get it from? Let me let you know that the first established governments in man history was 4th millennium BCE. Okay? Long before Jesus strolled his ass on this earth, according to the Christian Bible. And in fact, we're in what, 2024, right? And we know that the year 0, that was when Christ died or whatever, and they started the years over. That's what we have after death, AD. You realize that even right when he died and the time started over, the Bible wasn't even completed yet. So where were the laws for humankind coming from before then? Oh, well, they sat down, saw the needs of their particular society, and made adjustments from there. And that's why laws are not blanket across the world, because each society has different needs. So they sit down, they talk about it. Okay, this is what we need to do. You're giving conjecture on BS. Sorry, but it is.
So the Bible's BS? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, the Bible is BS, but
It
look,
is
Junior,
BS.
let me ask you a
Yeah.
question. Who wrote the Bible?
Man wrote the Bible,
Okay. And according to the Bible, is man fallible and guilty of sin?
but aren't
Wait, no. Don't pivot. What's the question and answer it? Is
yes? But I'm
man fallible and
yes,
guilty of sin?
but
Okay.
no, you're
Okay,
having a
cool.
conversation with me. I'm allowed to counter you, right?
I know, but you have
After
to
you
answer.
answer
Okay,
the questions
conversation.
first.
Right. So my response to you would be, if man is fallible and incapable of being sinless, even those saved are still capable.
They're still capable of sinning.
Jess has that red.
She got cut out. Okay.
Sorry. Hold on.
Hey, Jones.
What's that?
Can you hear me?
Hey,
Yeah.
hold on, Jess, because I'm not going to be long. I have to go to bed. But I just wanted to hop up
Yep.
and say to Junior, neither God or any divinity or the Bible or Christianity is mentioned in the Constitution except at the end where they sign it and it references the year of our Lord by the signatures. That's number one. Number two, Jones, there are still 800,000 people in Texas that are still without power.
Oh shit.
President Biden reached out to Roland Thunder, who is in Taiwan. He also tried to reach out to the lieutenant governor to no avail to get help. Ted Cruz bobblehead ass is on vacation in California because he left 2 days before, and there are 11,000 linemen from across the country in Texas waiting for orders for restoration. However, they can't begin the work because Centerpoint, the electric service provider, is negotiating salaries. And if you think I'm lying, you can find, hold on, let me write her name in the
That's
comments.
your
So you know.
glorious Republican Party.
Yeah,
I
and
just
then,
saw it on the news.
yep, hold on. This lady
Who's the governor
here
of the state?
has,
Whatever.
hold on. Jones, if you go to that lady's page that I just typed in, SAADIA, yeah, _M, there are 11,000 journeymen from across the country that can't begin restoration because Centerpoint wants to negotiate salaries. They are literally sitting around getting paid, doing absolutely nothing because Centerpoint wants to negotiate salaries. And
The music is perfect though.
right. So they were I was in Dan Trail's live because he was having a bad day today. So he had to go back to his house after being displaced for a whole week. And the conservatives were saying, oh, now you want a handout. They called Burley a lie that we're making it up just so we can get more welfare.
Hold on. So the hurricane didn't happen?
It was the Democrats created the hurricane so that Democrats could get more money from welfare.
Well, the vast majority of people on welfare are in red states, in red counties, and typically vote red. So that's weird.
Right. Yeah. So, but I just, when you get a chance, go to her page and get that video so you can play it. And the journeymen, because she lives in Houston, the journeymen that are waiting for the pay to be negotiated are commenting on her post saying that they have been there for a couple of days and are just waiting for Centerpoint. That's, you're right. Go look it up. Waiting for Centerpoint to
That's crazy.
negotiate their pay because they can't start their work, and they're literally sitting around in parking lots getting paid without being given places to go, orders to go reconnect. And I'm gonna type her name in the comments again. If you guys want to go look at her page, she has it, and the journeymen that are currently in Houston are actually commenting on her post. So I'm going to get ready for bed. I love you guys. Be safe. Keep your head on the swivel. And above all else, baby, stay black and stay active.
I hear that.
Auntie, check your
Hi,
phone when you get a
Auntie. Well, I'll
second.
say active,
Don't you think
Auntie.
both
I'll do that
parties
part.
are a problem?
What's that?
I said, don't you think both parties are a problem?
Absolutely. I
No,
think
hold
Yes.
on, sir.
one
Wait.
is a problem
Oh
for
my
all
God.
Hold
of
on. If I
humanity.
may, Junior, did you not just hear what I said, sir? Let me say it again. Burley, a category 75 million with winds up to 110 miles an hour, hit the Gulf Coast, starting in Cancun, made its way, it hit landfall in the state of Texas. The governor of Texas, sir, is in Taiwan.
And the
President
lieutenant governor ain't
Biden
doing shit
called
either.
him, hold on. President Biden called him, which you can't get a hold of him because he's in Taiwan. So he called the lieutenant governor of the state of Texas, a blood red Republican conservative evangelical state, and he can't get a hold of the lieutenant governor of the state of Texas because I don't know if you don't know how this works, but the president cannot intervene unless they are invited in by the governor. And again, the governor of the state of Texas, Republican governor Roland Thunder Xavier Greg Abbott is in Taiwan and won't be back until tomorrow. And the lieutenant governor, who is supposed to step in, another Republican, cannot be reached by the president. He is ignoring his calls. And Ted Cruz is on vacation in California. He left the day before Burley hit he hit land.
Yet again.
How is that a Democrat issue, sir? When in a red state.
And I can go on all day about Greg Abbott, especially with that partner of Daniel Perry. Don't even get me
Yeah, hold
started.
on. Seriously, Junior, how is that
I'm
a
not. I'm
Democrat
not
problem?
arguing. You're arguing with me. I'm not arguing whether
No,
that's
darling,
wrong or
you
not.
said aren't
I'm
both
not the
parties
look.
bad?
Look. I don't know. You're just doing all the talking. But
You said,
I'm
sir, both parties are bad. You said, are not both parties bad?
well. You pointed out one problem by one or a
Sir,
certain amount of individuals. Of
Houston
one.
has
All right, y'all.
800,000
I gotta
plus
take my
people
kids to the. I gotta take my kids to the
I can
without
doctor.
point out. I
power.
can point out.
I gotta take my
what's
kids
wrong
to the
with
doctor.
Democratic
I don't have.
Party if
I
you
gotta take
want
my.
to.
I gotta take my kids to
I
the
can
doctor.
play
Boy, you
this
can
game.
suck a royal dick.
I gotta
I
take
can
my
play
kids to the
this game
doctor.
too.
I gotta take my kids to the doctor. I don't know why you guys are ignoring
Hi,
that. I gotta
Jones.
take my kids to the pediatrician. I'll be back as soon as. Yes, as soon as I'm done with the appointments, I'll get back on. So you guys can just shoot me a follow and come back and finish this conversation. I'll be back in a little while, guys. Okay. All right. Thank you all for joining me.